Hi, this is Bob Pandolfo, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the GOLO diet. My wife and I have been on this diet since the end of May, so actually it's about 44 days. And so far, we both lost weight. I lost 7 pounds, and I wanted to lose 8 pounds. So I didn't have a lot of weight to lose. It's just the weight I gained during the winter. And out of the 44 days, I actually had 9 days where I didn't follow the diet that well because we had our birthdays, we had our anniversary, we had July 4th, and so there was like 9 days where I actually ate a dessert, which you're not supposed to eat, obviously, on a diet because it's kind of a low glycemic diet that tries to control your insulin. Um, and it's like a lot of other diets. And here's one of the meals. It's a typical meal. All right, so you've got a piece of salmon. You could do like 4 or 6 ounces. It is portion control. Then they have, as you can see, you have a vegetable. Looks like some sort of green here. You could do broccoli, whatever you want to do. And then they say add a half a cup of fresh fruit for a complete meal. And there is fat in this, so they'll use something like olive oil or butter. So they actually want you to combine your foods. So they want you to have some fat, some carbs. You can have a slice, like you can have, a slice of bread. You can have um, oatmeal. You can, it's not like a low carb diet, but you can't have like 4 slices of bread or 3 slices of pizza or something. It's all controlled, and basically no junk food, no sugar, no artificial sweeteners. So you're basically eating a portion of protein, say like a half a potato with some butter and some broccoli. So you've got a fat, you've got a starch, you've got a protein, and you have carbs. You could you could have some fruit with it too. Uh, so so say you have a small portion of fruit, a little bit, a slice of bread, and say a 5 ounce piece of steak. Then you have everything you need in there. You can put a little butter on the bread, and you have the fat. You have a carb. You have a vegetable, or you can do a fruit, and you can have your protein. So basically, they're trying to keep your insulin level so it doesn't spike. And you're not eating any artificial foods. You're not eating big meals. It's portion control. So it is calorie restricted to a certain degree, like all diets are really. But being that you're combining the foods and you're eating, fiber and you're eating fat and protein and you're combining these meals, it does help you get satisfied. So I'm not hungry on a diet, and it helped me in the sense that first of all, I'm eating a lot less sugar, and I still had sugar 9 days out of the 44 days. Like I had a piece of cheesecake on July 4th, and on our birthdays we had chocolate cake, but we didn't eat a huge piece. I had ice cream a couple times, because it was just so happened we had all these different things, and we were like, look, it's the summer, we're going to enjoy ourselves, but we're still going to diet. So out of the 44 days that I've been on a diet, 35 of them I followed strictly 3 meals, and most of the days no snacks. There were a couple of times I had a few nuts. They really don't want you to snack too much, but they said you can have a small snack once in a while. And the thing is you're not supposed to snack at night. So that's another part of the diet, is you're kind of fasting at night. So for instance, if you finish eating dinner at 6 o'clock and you don't eat dinner to 8, you finish eating dinner at 6 and you don't have breakfast till 8 o'clock the next day, that's a 14 hours fast because you're not snacking at night. So, the diet is effective. My wife is taking the pills that they sell, which is probably a gimmick in my opinion. It's just herbs and some sort of supplements, basically, like zinc and I think is in there. I'm not taking those, but I take regular supplements. But the diet itself, it reminds me a lot of Dr. Barry Sears' books, The Zone Diet, where you're combining the foods, same type of thing, trying to eat foods that will satisfy you, so you're not hungry a couple hours later. But at the same time, you're eating a balanced meal so that your blood sugar and your insulin levels are low. And that's the problem too. Is like if your insulin levels shoot up, which happens usually if you eat too much sugar or if you eat a really big meal, you get tired. It's just like at Thanksgiving dinner. A lot of people say, "Oh, you get tired because of the tryptophan in the turkey." But actually, a lot of it has to do with that you're overeating, people get stuffed, and then you just get tired because your insulin spikes, and your body says, well, I don't need all this food, and it tries to compensate for it, and you get tired. And that won't happen on this diet. So I think the diet was pretty good. Like I said, I don't know if you need the supplements, but the fact that I only had to lose 8 pounds, and it's hard to lose 8 pounds when you're only 8 pounds overweight. That's the hardest weight to lose. When you're really not that overweight. And I've been exercising, but I haven't been knocking my brains out with exercise. I exercise every day, but I mean they're more like weight workouts. I ride a bike a little bit here and there. Now it's the summer, so that helps. I'm a little more active, but considering that I broke the diet 9 out of the 44 days. Now those 9 days I didn't pig out. I'm not saying I did, but I ate something that you're not supposed to eat on a diet, like a dessert. And another thing that's interesting too is, my wife and I both drank beer sometimes. Like on 4th of July, and a couple of times we had people over by the pool. We drank a couple of beers. We didn't drink an enormous amount of beer, 2 or 3 beers. But the thing is, you're not supposed to really do that either because of the carbohydrates. But the thing is, we both lost weight. And of course, like I said, for me, out of the 44 days, 35 days I was strict on the diet. And that's the whole thing with dieting. If you break it, for a day or two, you just go right back on it. And of course, the most important thing with dieting too is, you don't want to pig out. Like, if I'm trying to lose weight, I won't go to like my favorite Italian restaurant or a Chinese restaurant or something, because they give you large portions. And you don't want to be tempted to overeat, So if I go out to eat, I'll go we'll go to a steakhouse or something, and we'll split a steak, and we'll have a salad or something, So, and of course, if we're full, we just take the rest home with us. But I mean, if you go to an Italian restaurant and order, and eat a whole portion of lasagna and garlic bread, and you're not going to lose weight. You can't eat big meals if you're dieting. You just can't do it. That's the whole thing, and that's what this is, portion control. They show you how to do that. You've got the fast at night. You're eating well balanced meals. They're healthy meals. There's no question about that. You can't eat anything artificial. You're cutting way down on sugar. Way down on sugar. I mean, especially if you stick to it strictly. And I think overall, I thought it was pretty logical. So anyway, if you want, subscribe to my channel, press the button. It's free. And thanks for listening, and good luck if you are dieting.